Man, Radio Boss, Hard Body, Kiotti, the community discussion. This is what this is turned into.
This is the community discussion.
I got Keisha with me. I got KG Smooth.
Yo.
And we're all here for Eric Bellinger. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good.
This is a moment.
You gotta be special. He has to be special because we don't all never sit together and do an interview. Like,
this is amazing. I feel like the Lord's Supper right now. You know,
break bread or play dead.
yeah,
This one of them times. Whenever we found out this interview was gonna happen, literally, KG Smooth was like, "Hey, yo, bro, Easy Call got some bangers, bro."
Easy Call.
Well, what's your favorite song on Easy Call, KG?
Ooh, I don't know. Dirty Dance.
I like Dirty Dancing.
Probably that one.
I like that.
I like Dirty Dancing.
What is your thing? What is your thing with legs, brother?
Not a love song.
Legs?
Like
You come straight in on the legs. What's up with you and legs, man?
All right, so check it out, man.
Yeah, explain
A
it.
lot of people know Eric Bellinger. Anybody that's like a real, fan that's been supporting my music for years. I'm an R&B guy,
Yeah.
R&B singer, and there's been a lot of music that I've been putting out, that just wanted to experiment. It's got a lot of hip hop songs. I got a lot of club joints, mid-tempo. Yeah, and I knew this album, I had a couple intros, like Easy Call intros with like phone rings and, all kind of, different things. I never even told nobody about them songs. They never made it because when it was time to think about what I want people to hear first.
Right.
I needed to bring people back into the element of Eric Bellinger, the R&B, the sexiness, the hard drums, the aggressiveness, just still smooth over the melodic waves with the lush harmonies. And I think that song, if they didn't get to anything else, if they heard Legs, I would be good with it.
Right. Some people ain't been down since Born to Sing 1, 2, and 3.
They took a break.
They took a break between
we
these
still
times.
been
Okay.
building. You feel me? It's all good. And I think to each his own. That's why this album I wanted to have a different type of style and genre for everybody. Like Dirty Dancing is something brand new that ain't nobody really ever heard from me. That type of crossover element. But it was important. I knew to have it all on this one album because so many people listen to different playlists more so now than albums.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wanted, instead of the theme that I normally go with, like Eventually or Eric B for President, Term, whatever, Cuffing Season, all the themed albums was good and they helped me build and they're a good timeline to look back on with my life. But this Easy Call album is just hits, man. No specific anything, just me and what I like and what I love. And it's kind of a roller coaster with the track list, but they still somehow cohesively all flow together.
Now, whenever you look, you have a lot of titles.
Yeah.
Singer, songwriter, composer, producer.
Yeah.
Out of all of those titles, like which one do you feel most like? Singer. Okay.
I can sing.
Man, that boy can sing his butt off. You hear me? Dang, Eric, what's that song you used to sing all the time? Eric, what song did you used to sing all the time? Yes, no matter what, it was your solo all the time.
Hill.
Come on, Eric. Eric.
Man, the singing.
Like that boy can sing.
That was like, we can get him with power.
Woo!
We can get him with, that was the song. You gotta have, you a singer and you ain't got your song when somebody say, quick sing.
Y'all know what I feel like? I feel like when you had your one partner in high school that had that epic fight and you missed it.
Right, yeah.
Y'all remember that one time he was Roger Neal?
I feel like we need to history.
Okay, so
you two have a rapport.
I've known Eric for a very long time, okay? Eric's always been like a great, amazing singer, but also person. And so I don't even know how I met you guys, but when Eric was in a group back in the day, I don't know if he ever talks about being in a group, but he was in a group back in the day. And I was working in radio in LA. I was like doing weekends. I was just barely coming on. And I have met you guys probably at our Christmas thing, but I would go to the studio with the guys all the time. Me and my girls drove out to Vegas to see them. But it was on some like love. I was like a really, really like big supporter of those guys. Yeah. I'll never forget though, the day I quit my job in radio, he made his exit from the group and we sat down and we actually talked about we were in the studio on Sunset and we actually talked about it. And I think Cornelio Austin had hooked us up too because you were working on something and I came to listen to it. It was crazy, but I'm like, every time I see your name in the headlines, I always get so happy because it's like, I know how hard you've worked.
It was a real journey, man. And you mentioned Cornelio Austin. He taught me how to use Pro Tools. You know what I mean? Like he was an instrumental.
He was instrumental for BJ the Chicago Kid too, Cornelio. Yeah, really solid dude.
Yeah, solid dude. Super talented. I'm talking about starting me off, guiding and understanding what songwriting is as far as being creative, and there is no wrong, nothing. Whatever you do in the moment, it hasn't been done before, so who's to say whether it's right or wrong? And I think the fearlessness that I got with my writing has a lot to do with corn.
Do you think that the pendulum is swinging back toward how traditional R&B was recorded? Like, just listening to you saying how when you were recording Easy Calls with the harmonies and bringing back melody and all of that. Do you feel as if we're coming back to that?
I do, and I feel like it is because I'm about to be doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
You feel me?
That
Like
part.
the thing is, nobody's doing that.
Yeah.
You feel me? Everybody is making music. Everybody got some cool bars. Everybody got some cool melodies. Everybody got some cool beats. But you're not stacking them harmonies in a way that's complementing the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The vocal arrangement is just, not too much. Just enough, because you can also be too Mississippi Mass Choir-ish. And we don't want to hear that either.
That is true.
But if you can somehow figure out a way to where those leads can still penetrate and the story is potent and you got some ear candy on there for us, we're going to appreciate it. And I know, because I just did it.
I love it.
Who are some of your
I love it.
vocal arrangers in terms of
Michael
background
Jackson,
arrangements and harmonies and
MJ, Heaven Can Wait, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, Brandy Full Moon
Okay.
album.
The
the whole
Brand,
thing.
listen, I was waiting on that Brandy.
The whole thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, that album is the blueprint, you know what I mean, for people that do what I do in a way that who's the best. If you don't say Brandy's the best, I don't want to talk to you.
That's how you know somebody's a real singer, though. Like, when you ask them, who is one of your favorite vocal arrangers, like, when they say Brandy, that's how you know they're a real singer.
Yeah.
A singer. Like,
Yeah, you got, of course, Beyonce's incredible.
but you're talking about
you feel me? Like, oh
a
my
whole
God,
different
she's
tone,
on
though.
another vibe.
We're talking about a whole different tone.
But,
Like,
yeah, and exactly, tone. And you know who was reminiscent of Brandy with the tone, and I don't think people say it enough, but SZA. Woo! She
really? I really haven't paid attention. Like, I mean, I listen to SZA, but
knows, bro. The maybe not. She doesn't do harmonies.
Yeah, I was.
And maybe that's why.
I was looking for.
I'm just thinking for lead. But as far as Daniel Caesar,
yeah, his whole album.
crazy.
Old school.
Old
When you
school,
said
so-
Brandy, I think of Faith Evans when I think of harmonies and
Yeah,
arrangements, and she's so dope with it.
I
Breezy.
Yeah, I think Brandy, man. And I don't know, Tank.
And one thing I was gonna say about Tank too is like I was so happy when I heard when we crossed over to hip hop urban, because at first it went to Urban AC at first, and our stations as hip hop stations aren't playing R&B records like a Tank, because they're playing those watered down R&B records. No shade to anybody else. I'm not saying watered down, but R&B is in a different space right now. But when you got that when we were playing that on the hip hop station, I was like, oh my gosh, this feels like that real R&B might really be coming back to like hip hop radio, and not only pushing it over to Urban AC.
Yeah, anytime something is flooded, like it's too much, it's too much. Whenever there is something that's like, hold on, what's that over there?
Right.
It sticks out, like a sore thumb. So I'm glad I was always just able to be patient. It could have been real easy to just make those type of songs.
Right.
But it was like, nah, man, I know I got an audience. I know I got people that's, appreciating the harmony. I know I got people that, really like to listen to substance. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of was patient, and I was doing it for the love, not for the bread. And I feel like that's what kept me hungry. That's what kept me motivated.
Hey, Quincy
you know?
Jones said when you go in a room and money's on your mind, when you think about creative, like God leaves.
Yeah, exactly.
God leaves the room when you got money
Seen
on your
that,
mind.
yeah.
That's deep. I think growing up here in Texas, because R&B is really like the kind of music that I like. Like, even though we the number one night show in the city and rap is what that is, that way, R&B, when I'm in the car, being from Texas, like I used to listen to people like Link. I don't even know if y'all, do y'all remember Link?
Yeah, Dallas.
From Dallas. You don't know Link?
I'm sorry.
What?
Do you know Link, Eric?
You remember that song? I really want to sex your body. And I really want to
sex your body.
That's
I've
like he
heard
from
of
Texas. And then like H-Town, groups like H-Town.
I mean, yeah.
So like in your area, who were those, like, did they have like some dope
You talking about
like R&B singers and groups?
R&B
In
groups?
Cali? Yeah, in LA.
I don't know about LA, but
because I know a lot of people
Edge,
like transplant.
Jagged Edge.
They had that G-funk music, you know what I'm saying? Like you had heard those R&B cats singing on like the songs with Snoop, the G-funk sound. It was just a different type of sound that we had back over there in LA.
Yeah, that Midwest sound, like where I'm from, Dayton, Ohio. Like that was a lot of what I would hear coming out of California.
Out of LA, that was something new for to me. When I got introduced to music, when I got out of high school, it was more so YouTube, and studying Jodeci and studying Boys to Men because I had to play catch up because I just grew up only wanting to play football, but I could sing because I grew up singing in church. So I knew how to sing, but it wasn't ever my dream or anything. I was just like, I'm going to the NFL, and the only way I'm going to be singing is if they told me to sing this national anthem as Super Bowl.
No, that's my mom's a preacher, so that's how I started with me singing in church, and that's how.
You can sing, Kiotti?
No. Man, well, I do understand harmonies and melodies and like writing in the studio and stuff like that. I get it, but as far as like me doing it, I don't want to do it. I went to the studio with Pimp C one time, and I walked in, and Pimp C is like, I'm talking about Pimp C's in there harmonizing. He got the melodies down, so I stick my head in there and say, Pimp, what is you doing? Like, why are you singing like you Pimp C? Like, Pimp C, bitch. Like, he was like, let me tell you something.
Like that?
This crafted how I think about life, and this is real. Let me tell you something. I'm not waiting for no Gerald Levert or nobody to come in here and lay me down no verse and I could just sing myself. I know how I want it to sound. Am I a singer? No. But if I go in here and I lay down these stacks and I do what Pimp do, it's going to be what Pimp do. I said, you know what?
I feel you.
Ever since then, I was like, you know what? I've been learning how to do flyers, videos. I ain't waiting for nobody. Listen, I'm changing all now.
Google is a great teacher. And anything you want to learn, man, just Google it. It's in there.
Sure. YouTube University.
I wanted to say too, like I think it's so dope how, a lot of times in R&B, you have to be the single guy, or they tell you these labels try to tell you be single so you can appeal to ladies, but you are okay with like the married life and the family and the kid. Like I think that is so dope, and you're showing a different side of R&B. It doesn't have to be, hey, just because I'm singing about this, I'm not living this type of lifestyle. Like I think it's so dope how much you honor your family as well.
Thank you. That's why I'm me. That's why I created a lane. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Of course I got that when I was first like, bruh, I just want to get married.
Wow. So that was in you.
I remember having those talks, with people just. And, it was like, man, what about your fans? Like, a lot of people were saying that. But I was just like, man, if my fans don't love me and support me for my decision, I'm all the way good with losing out on those fans and building fans that actually do support it.
I would say that's why I love you so much, though, because you do honor your family and your wife.
So much. And I knew that it was going to be like, you know what I mean? Because at the time, nobody was on that. It's gang of blooming relationships. Everybody's in love now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
we made this cool.
I was like, yo, I'm going to make it to where people want to have somebody.
Yes.
People want to have that, take them just to compliment the deal. You know what I'm saying? Hove, only people was doing it was people in power. And it was like or they was waiting in their relationships, or no, it's not going to work, and just kind of trying to get to somebody of more importance so that they can be a power couple, as opposed to
building. Oh my gosh!
Has power.
Yes, on their own without having the title.
Yeah. So now it's like, okay, cool. Y'all sleep. I'm here with it.
Yeah.
And now my inner king is blossoming even more than when it was without her.
Come on,
and now
somebody
you see
up in
a
here.
smile inside of me that you didn't quite knew existed. You
that
know
joy,
what I'm saying?
that real
Neither
joy.
did I. Neither did she. Neither did we. But now we do. You know what I mean?
Were you scared at first though?
Kind of went for it.
Like being like that person?
I wasn't. I knew it was a different calling over my life. I knew that I'm the one that needs to do it, because I'm the one that's coming in these sessions, writing a lot of these songs. I'm doing a lot of these different things and being of service to so many different artists. So now, if God wanted somebody to be an example in this day and age, who else could it be? Who else could it be that can actually do it in a way? Because I've got a lot of things that are on me. You know what I'm saying? I carry a lot of different things, from being a creator, of different things, from being independent, from being married, from having a family, to, you know what I'm saying, not having no type of cosign, just completely being out here on the strength of talent and determination and believing in myself and faith.
And then that calling on your life, obviously.
Exactly.
You got to go with that calling. You gotta go with that call.
You gotta roll with it. I gotta do it. That's why I was always like, nah, like I'm good with being the one. Like, Okay, so you're an R&B singer, and you know what I'm saying? So do you think people are going to still go to the shows? Is a girl still going to scream? Is this? I'm like, yeah, they are. You know what I'm saying? Because even if they can't fantasize about me, or if they do, cool. Do that. Do that. By all means. But even if it's like, okay, you're not looking at me because you want me, you're still going to look at me as an example because you want somebody to treat you the way that I treat my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me being confident in that has enabled me to just be a stronger individual and be a strong man, you know what I mean? And not being afraid because this is my job. This is my duty. This is what I was sent here to do, to just be myself. And the more I am myself, the more people really rock with it because it's a good dude in there. And I think that's what everybody, people need to be more unafraid to embrace themselves because that uniqueness is, you know what I mean, what's going to make you stand out and not be like everybody else. We don't need 7 versions of that nigga.
Yeah.
You know
But it's a lot of 7 versions of that dude. This is even... I said it, damn, my bad, y'all.
Sorry.
I be being honest. I ain't mean to shoot nobody.
Bruh.
It is
though. It's like, embrace your uniqueness. You know what I'm saying? Be you. You know what I'm saying? Because the more you are, the more we can gravitate and learn who your character is and what you're all about. Because if you trying to be somebody else, yeah, we don't know you.
Here's the real question, though.
You don't know yourself.
Are we not past that era of I like your music without liking you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you asked the question, like a lot of girls, but it's a lot of people that they like you because they want to jump your bones. But like in 2018, like, can we just appreciate?
You know, I think more than ever now, we are as consumers, I'm gonna put myself in a position of being a consumer. We're more attracted to that journey and how authentic you are to yourself. Yeah. And then, and for me, and then it's like, oh, I'm going to rock with his music because I love that journey he took. And then also I love how authentic he is. Opposed to I like his music, but not so much him. I'm attracted to that person first before I'm attracted to that song.
And it didn't used to be like that. That's all brand new because everybody's open now. Everybody is like, you got the social media, you got Snapchat, you got IG Live, you got Instagram pictures, posts, everything. The more, at first it was like, we love the mystique, mysteriousness of Prince.
Remember?
We have no idea who he is, but there he is, and now we're going crazy. Now it's more so like, okay, if we don't know who you are, we're going to go to the next person because we know them. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what the story is that you're singing about, I know if it's true or not because now, you know what I'm saying, I can actually get to know you on a you know,
and people are living out loud.
Exactly, living out loud. But if you're not, it's kind of like it harms you a little bit. Even if it's like, you can be a little more secretive, but I've just been seeing ever since, like, we did the TV show and everything is just like opening up like, okay, that's me. Wow, people can get to know me.
Right.
So now they're more in tune to take a minute out of their busy schedule to press play. Like, you want me to press play? And there's so many different artists.
There's so much music right now.
To. Why you? It has to actually be you, you know?
People, you are the brand. And I tell people that all the time. A lot of time when I talk to upcoming artists and they just try to, man, hey, no, man, you don't feel me though, bro. Listen, I'm going to get on here. I'm going to put this big old stack of money on my ear like it's a phone. I'm coming through. I'm buying all the J's. And I be like, I hear you.
It's the same story.
But what you got to understand is you're the brand. I could, and this may sound, you know, I just want to be honest. I could care less like how much money you got or what kind of car you drive. Because to me, as a person, if I don't feel your brand, you're the brand. I'm not finna stop and spend my heart up. All the late nights I spent to get this money. Hey, say, brother, we're not going to know.
You gotta connect. You gotta hit a soft spot in people's emotion. You gotta be willing to be vulnerable so people can find something that they can attach onto. Like, oh, he used to play football. I used to play football too. Oh, I wanted to go pro and I stopped playing too. Boom, that's a whole avenue of people that you connected to.
Right.
Whatever it is, you know, in your life that makes you more you. There's somebody else out there that can identify with that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I agree. And I think that's why, too, like now, I mean, I've always loved Beyonce, but like to see her shopping in Target now, when you see her going to the club, remember before back in the day, she wasn't doing that stuff, but now we get to see Beyonce at Target and we get to see Beyonce going to parties. Like, not that I wasn't a big Beyonce fan, but it humanizes her. And I think that we connect to those type of things.
Yeah. The humanized thing wasn't the vibe back in the, you know, Michael Jackson, all everybody. You didn't really know these people.
Everybody was untouchable.
Exactly.
Even doing radio, I was like, when I first, because I remember I come from a music background, I wasn't telling y'all nothing. And TT was like, you can't be like that.
Yeah.
You're a radio guy now.
But people love you because you're a father more than anything and a husband, and you show that daily on Instagram.
And
people,
how many likes does the son pick get rather than yours, Dolo?
Right. Your kids, they love your kids.
Look, I'm used to it.
I'm just saying I know people embrace that. You know what I mean? And that's what I had to realize. At first, I was like tiptoeing around it. You know what I mean? I was wondering how I was supposed to handle it because I wasn't used to operating under. I'm married. I'm used to operating under. Look at my goddamn abs.
Yeah.
I've been in that gym. You know what I'm saying? I'm pulling this, whatever it may be. But now it's interesting because my partner, you know what I mean, that I've linked with encourages me to be me even more.
That's so amazing.
Comes to the show and my shirt's still on. Why your damn shirt on? You know what I'm saying? Like in a way that makes me feel comfortable. And that's just one example of, something that I was worried about or fearing. People, how is it being married? Actually, it's great. You know what I mean? I've been in several relationships that weren't great. You know what I mean? And all those relationships that weren't great, let me know that I don't, encourage anybody to be trying to force nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it ain't for you, if you ain't found the one, if that ain't the one, don't go hard with it. By all means necessary. Get with somebody that is a compliment rather than complicating the situation. And I think with Lamaya, it just makes everything so much easier. It's like I would be stupid to not hold on to somebody that makes me feel better as a person.
Right.
Anything before, you know what I mean? It just wasn't there.
So let me piggyback off of that. I'm going to ask you my signature question.
Yeah.
What is love?
What is love? Love is happiness. Love is effortless. Love is, growth. Love is change and being completely okay with it because you're excited to know what that new change is, and it really... I was, in other situations, I was like, yeah, I love you, 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 I love you. But right now,
you're in love, though.
That's the thing. But now I know it's like, okay, I'm willing to, if we get into an argument and I know it's like, okay, this is something, there's not even a thought in my mind. I remember seeing a Will Smith interview, there's no such thing as divorce. It's not an option, and I think because now I have these certain, just principles, morals in my head and somebody else that actually has the same ones, and we're just on the same page from when it comes to reading, when it comes to just spending time with each other, when it comes to her understanding everything that I'm doing. If I'm gone, I haven't talked to her this morning. She's okay. She's just fine. She's not gonna be, my phone ain't blowing up. None of that. It's trust. You know what I mean? And it's the willingness to do everything for that person, to give, to never worrying about receiving because you know that they're going to also be giving.
Okay. I know, right? I know, right? Is it safe to say that she's your soulmate?
Guarantees. Guarantees.
Did you know Lamaya before you guys were dating, or did you already know her? Or did you guys?
When I was in
friends?
When I was in a group, even before the group that I met you in, O&E, I was in another group called Anu.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
When I was in Anu, Lamaya was in a group called ISIS.
I used to love ISIS so much. You got a house on the hill.
Yeah, and we had the same manager.
I remember that.
So I knew her back then when I was like 18, 19. Just wasn't the time.
Yeah.
Wow. And boom. So yeah, I've known her, like I said, for the past 15 years.
So here's your chance to bless somebody. We're gonna let you.
Yeah.
This is when the light bulb's gonna go off for somebody.
Yeah.
For the young, let's say people. Yeah. Who are in relationships right now who they both have stuff going on.
Yeah.
He has stuff going on.
Yeah.
She has stuff going on.
As in work or side vibes?
Let's just say they're both building a brand at the same time.
Okay, work vibes.
The balance. Mm-hmm. How do you guys find the balance between the brand building and the personal, because you travel, she travels. How do you find that balance and keep the cohesiveness?
Man, I think just believing in somebody enough to support them endlessly, is, super important. A lot of times us as black men want to make sure we got 100 racks, 200 racks before okay, I'm going to get married, I'm going to settle down, but I got this, so now we good. Right. As opposed to not being afraid to kind of build with somebody, during the process, and it's a lot tougher, but if you do have two people that believe in each other, that's unstoppable, and it's only going to motivate you to continue to push harder because you already got what you really working for. We working for this dream of having a family and, you know, that's what you want, you know, but when you creating and you know you already got it, it makes it a little less of, you know, pressure. It relieves some of the pressure when you already know what you got at home, when you already know who's rooting for you. You're not just creating kind of blindly. You know, I have a specific woman that I'm trying to take care of. I have a specific son that I know is going to be hungry in 10 minutes. So it's like my grind, while they're a part of the grind, strengthens me as opposed to I'm out here grinding, man. Okay, I'm dating this girl.
It's weighing you down.
You feel me? I'm okay, cool. I'm in the studio, but I got a free day. So who should I call? Boom, go through the phone. Yo, what's up?
That's real though.
Okay, cool.
That's real.
When you invest in, it's kind of like rent. You know what I'm saying?
That's
when you
real.
dating a lot of girls and you know going out with them, it's like rent, as opposed to when you in a relationship and you own and your mortgage is lower. You know what I'm saying? Because you got somebody that's more so invested. So the time that you have to spend on somebody that's not even really yours and could say, "Hey, get out of my property. I like everything that you did to the place," but that's not even your soulmate. That's not who you're supposed to be with. It's wasted time, wasted money, wasted energy, wasted emotion, wasted tears. Yeah. I'm feeling myself right now.
And that's why I had to turn my camera on, though, because I was like, yo, hold on. I got to put this on Instagram. So these, no, for real.
No, real talk.
Yeah, and it's always tough, though, like in the music business or whatever business you're in. If you're in a business where you're on any type of platform, it's always tough, man. Like, I know I struggle. I talk to Kiotti about this all the time.
It's definitely
tough.
It's
so hard.
It's
and
tough.
It's tough for women, too, because, you know, they tell us for so long that you can't have it all. You know what I mean? That you can be this woman of power, but you can't go and get pregnant. That's why I love how much people are celebrating that Cardi B is pregnant right now. And her journey is phenomenal. Or, you know, Beyonce went and had 3 kids and she's still on top of the world. You know what I mean? And now the family is at the forefront opposed to, hey, I'm living this single life bouncing from here to here to here to here.
It's getting old, man. It's getting old. And I think, you know, we all are people that love. Even if the hardest person in the world. It could be disguised from years of hurt. It could be, you know, covered up and buried from years of baggage, you know. But I feel like the right person gonna help you shake that off. It's gonna be tough. It was real tough. But I feel like we really were just meant to be together. You know, I feel like she saw me for me rather than seeing me for what I saw in myself.
Can you remember the first time you heard yourself on the radio?
Yeah, I was outside of Ralph's in the parking lot, and I was a good friend of mine, Yessie Ortiz, that was gonna play it on the New at 2 show, and I remember it was like 1:54, and I was about to walk in the store, and it was hot outside. I wanted to hear it in the radio though. She said she was gonna play it New at 2, so I'm waiting. Boom, 2 o'clock come. I'm ready. Like, everybody turn it on. It's about to come on. Boom, 2 come. Boom, 2:10 come. Boom, 2:30 come. Boom, 2:45. I'm sweating. Like,
TSA.
And I'm like, yo, you still? She said, yeah, I set it in 2 o'clock hour. I'm like, all right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there. Boom, sure enough, just patience, you know, and it came on, you know, and it was me by myself in a car. That was not necessarily the vibe. You know what I mean? That was just like, I'm grinding right now. And sitting in there by myself, I got to actually hear it. It wasn't nobody around for me to say, hey, that's me on the radio. It was just me by myself listening to the song, listening to, you know, to the feeling inside, and at the same time preparing, because I got to visualize listening to the car on a, you know, in different situations and listening to the song. And I don't take my daily wins light. You know, I don't take my daily victories, you know, I don't lightly at all in general, just because, you know, we all want this success, this big destination. But if you don't celebrate your daily victories, it could, you know, get you down. You know, you could get discouraged. You got to definitely, you know, be proud of the things that you do, you know, and celebrate them, because nobody else will if you don't.
Indeed.
On that note, you got to go ahead and introduce the new single. I want to be sitting in the car when it come on. Let's get to it.
You'll be sitting in the car.
All right, so check it out, man. This is GOAT 2.0 featuring Wale. Man, shout out to Wale. Shout out to Tiana Taylor for joining me in the video. Everything, the masterpiece is everything and more than what I initially envisioned. And I'm proud to present, man, my new single, GOAT, off that Easy Call album. Yeah.
Right here on the Real Sound of H-Town, 97.9 The Box.